This video, you will get to know how to do a management analysis, what are the 10 key things that you should detect while performing management analysis, how can a management sell a property worth 12 crore just for 11 lakh rupees. Let's get started with this video. If you ask yourself who is management, certainly several images might flash to your mind as to an old man or an old lady sitting at a top position means management. An analysis of those individuals mean management analysis. The answer is wrong. Management does not mean an individual person. Management means that a couple or a group of people coming together and managing the things, their way of managing the things, their method of managing the things, their steps, their style as to how they operate the entire business. That's what management analysis means. I will certainly tell you 10 key things to detect, but along with this 10 key things, I will give you a proper sequence in which you should analyze the management. There is no point you watching this video and not taking away anything. That's why I emphasize that in my every video, take a pen and paper if possible. Let's get started. The first is to understand who is management, what are the positions existing in any company. So if you look at this chart over here, which is talking about management, at top, there is a chairman sitting at a very top position of any company. So chairman is involved into the day-to-day regular affairs of the company. He is the one who drives the entire business operations. He is the one who drives the entire decision making, I would say, of the business. Beneath that chairman comes two main top position. One is of executive director position. Executive director position is an individual who is working for the company as a full-time director and is involved into the external affairs associated with that company. Likewise, there is a non-executive director. This person is not sitting in the company for a full time, but he is hired so that he works in the interest of company and as well as in the interest of shareholder. So his purpose over here is to define several policy makings which are required in any company. Then comes within executive director, the managing director, who is given the authority and rights to manage the entire team inside the company. Likewise, there is a whole-time director who is also at a full-time position within the company. On the non-executive side, we have independent director over here. This independent director is a very important person. Why? Because an independent director decides and works in the interest of the company and as well as in the interest of shareholder. That's why we as a shareholder, we as an investor, when we invest in any company, it is necessary that that company has an independent director with them. Then there is a nominee director. If a company takes any kind of loan from any bank or any financial lending company, that company has the rights to nominate one director who is sitting at a top position in that company so that that person can know the entire inside picture and can give to that financial institution, can give the information to that bank. That's the position of a nominee director. Then comes small shareholder. If 1000 shareholders give a notice or 10% of the small shareholders give a notice to the company that the company has to hire a director who will be elected by those small shareholders. So we as a retail investors, we have power to do that. Then there is a woman director for a lady associate. Then there is an alternate director who works more or less same as a whole-time director over here. After you know the position, check the personas behind those positions and check their background. So if you want to look after those individuals and what is their background, go to that company's website and the details will be there available. So for an example, we are looking at Yes Bank over here. So Yes Bank details about their entire team structure. So in Yes Bank, we have a non-executive director position over here who is also acting as a chairman. There is an independent director over here, which is a good thing. We want independent directors because they will work and take decisions in the favor of shareholders and in the best interest of company, which is good. So there are 2-3 independent directors. As you can see over here, Mr. Atul Malik, then Mr. Sadashiv Srinivas Rao as an independent director. You can see over here, there is a nominee director as well. So this is a nominee director from State Bank of India. So State Bank of India as a bank has hired one individual who is Mr. Sandeep Tiwari as a nominee director for Yes Bank. So he is introspecting Yes Bank and giving information to State Bank of India. Likewise, there are different positions. There is one more nominee director over here. There is one more nominee from Basque Investment. So Basque Investment might be having huge amount of investments in Yes Bank. So they preferred of having a nominee director within Yes Bank. Likewise, there is a managing director and then comes the executive director. So all of these positions and their details are available on those respective websites. So if you have to understand what is the background of Mr. Ajan Patel as a executive director, so there you will get to see everything around how much decades of experience he is having, what kind of designation he currently carries, all the different category of products and services he worked, how many years of experience he is currently having. As you can see, this is a very good point. So currently Yes Bank is having a persona who is coming with 14 years of experience in HDFC Bank, which is a very good point. Now we know with respect to HDFC, the growth HDFC Bank has seen in last 2 decades. So he was a part of that growth and now he is serving as an executive director of Yes Bank. Very likely his management style and his method of operating a bank will somewhere benefit Yes Bank. That's a kind of analysis, that's a kind of background check you need to do as a second step of management analysis. The third point is stability. As we just saw, for Yes Bank now is having an executive director who is coming with a great amount of stability with 14 years of experience from HDFC, which means he was associated in HDFC for 14 years, which defines his stability. After you know their background, go and check salary. Now, एक salary का एक definition है that it should always be in some percentage of the entire profit that the company generates. An ideal investment world में कहा जाता है that it should be a 5% of the entire profit or lesser than that. That's an ideal state, but that's always not necessary and that does not depict a good or a bad sign. There is one common mistake that people do when it comes to analyzing a salary. So if you have used screener in past, or even if you will find in a profit and loss statement of any company, like I'm taking an example of an HDFC Bank over here, they will state an employee cost. Please understand that this employee cost over here, which is 11% for this particular year or 11.73 for 2023, this is an employee cost of the entire team who is working for HDFC Bank, not only for management. You will get to know the management salary as a percentage of profit. Rather, you will have to derive that, which we will through their annual report. Let us take a look into it. So HDFC Bank, the top management looks something like this. So Mr. Antanu Chakraborty is the chairman sitting at the top position, and there are several other sitting at a director and top positions in the management. If you go inside their annual report and simply type in and search a word by a keyword of remuneration or even salary, it will populate all the key points relating to their disclosure. Now here, if you pause a little bit on this part and observe on the screen that it is specified as a ratio of the entire employee strength. This tells us here the remuneration of each of those individual directors in percentage terms as a ratio of the average median salary. So over here, an independent director chairman position, Mr. Antanu Chakraborty, that which we saw, his salary is in a ratio of 14.42:1. That means an average salary that an HDFC Bank employee would take, his salary is 14 times higher than that, being a chairman. Likewise, you get to see for each of these director. Ensure that it is always in an average range. It's not that some top key executives are taking 18, 20 or 30 times higher than the average median, and then there are other directors who are taking just 2 or 3 times. As an average, you can see everywhere over here is something as an average of 13 or 14, which is a good thing. We have still not arrived at a point as to how much salary management takes as a percentage of profit. So that number is something we have to derive, and it is pretty easy to do that. So if you look at the profit and loss statement, what you have to note over here is net profit for HDFC Bank. So this number is already in thousands. So this comes somewhere around 369,000 crore as a profit for HDFC Bank. If you scroll down further inside the profit and the loss statement, this note over here, note number 16, gives in detail as to their expenses. Here is where the director's fee or remuneration is sitting. This is somewhere around 7 crore. So if we take that as a ratio, 7 crore from 369,000, which is equivalent to 0.002 percentage, something like this. So this is a very small percentage of their entire profit that HDFC Bank managing director takes. They can easily take away 2 or 3% of the profit, which they don't, which is a reason for HDFC Bank to. By now, you know how to know the management, the persona sitting behind it, their background, their stability, and as well as their salary. So we have covered 4 points.